grandpa fucking did 2 tours in Vietnam. He has a Purple Heart. So stuff like that just kind of ruffles my feather. Like if you're using it for your character, I understand, but leave it at that. Don't go on interviews outside your work claiming to be a veteran or stuff like that just to try to get your veteran perks. I think it's disrespect to every man or woman who has actually fought for the country and deserves that title.
I don't know, man. I kind of respectfully disagree to an extent. Real quick, I just want to say that, I am not trying to get behind, false valor and shit like that, but I am saying that it's a character. It's his kayfabe. It's what he's been doing since, 71, 72. So, he's living the gimmick, and is it necessarily 100% okay? Yeah, and he probably should make some changes to his itinerary as far as what he does and what he says. So I can agree to an extent, but I'm not necessarily offended at the fact that he has played a drill sergeant, for 40 years, 30, 40 years, 50 years, whatever. And hold on, I'm getting a phone call, guys. Let me see who this is. I don't know who it is. I'm gonna mute that. But no, now I will say that it did go a little far, with him claiming to have had, military service and claiming to have done this and that, So obviously there are some things that he needs to either apologize for or come out and say, hey, no, I wasn't actually in the military. This is a character I play. But it doesn't offend me, because he's not out there. It's not like he's trying to get, a girlfriend or, completely just make money off the fact that he was a drill sergeant. It's not about that. It's about his wrestling, Does it add to the character? Yes. And it's helped him get over for, so long. So long. He's been that character. He's been Sergeant Slaughter, that character, for so fucking long. I mean, hell, who knows? He may even believe it himself at this point. I don't know. Getting offended by this is almost like getting offended that Undertaker is, not a dead man walking around, But
see, Undertaker leaves it at that. He doesn't walk around claiming outside the ring that, oh, hey, I have these powers and fucking... You don't see Undertaker fucking fall in the middle of IHOP and then, just sit up straight up and fucking ding, hit the fucking Undertaker pose and shit like that.
Okay, there's a good point. That's a good point. That would be kind of cool.
I just think there's a time and place for everything, and I understand getting into your character, immersing yourself in that character. When you're doing interviews for like wrestling stuff, then yeah, stay in your character. That's what you're supposed to do. But anything outside that, just be your normal person. You don't have to, fake being a military just to try to, make yourself seem like a better person, because all that's doing is disrespecting the people that actually did put in their time.
You have solid points about it, but I think that people are kind of like they've done with a lot of things here recently, blowing it up out of proportion.
Yeah, it definitely got blown out of proportion. Hence why we're talking about it on the show today. I just thought it was a cool little snippet. I wanted to throw my 2 cents worth in there.
It's because you're a piece of human garbage. But I mean, no, it's just okay. We'll move on.
You said you had an article next?
I do have something next. Impact star Rich Swann had ankle surgery the other day. As noted, Swann hurt his right ankle at Impact Bash at the Brewery 2. Rich Swann missed Impact's pay-per-view Hard to Kill because of his injury. He was originally going to team up with Willie Mack to go against the Impact World Tag Team Champions, the North, Josh Alexander and Ethan Page. The match turned into a handicap match with the North defeating Willie Mack. Impact wrote on Twitter, wishing Gotta Get Swann all the best as he goes into surgery today. Get well soon. Which I've seen him live, actually, as well. Did I ever tell you that?
Who, Rich the Woman Beer Swan?
Allegedly. But yes, I did see him live.
He didn't try to attack Ashley, right?
Shut the fuck up. I hope he's okay. I mean, you know, God.
Yeah, I don't want... It's not... I don't want to see anybody hurt unless it's Roman Reigns, but
that's terrible.
Speedy recovery. And my only issue with I have zero respect for anybody that can fake cancer and just be 100% cool with it.
I still don't think that he faked cancer. I'm sorry. I don't think he faked cancer. We've been through this. I could be 10,000% wrong, but you are in my head. I mean, which is a scary fucking place to be for anybody, including yourself.
That's very true. Very true. I don't know. A lot of shit didn't add up to me, and I feel that they faked it to pull in ratings and to try to get him over. I just think it was a really classless way to go about it. And everyone's like, "Oh, Vince McMahon sure the fuck would do it." I don't put nothing past that man. He is fucking Satan. So, like, I believe 1,000% that it was faked. It was an elaborate scheme by fucking Satan McMahon, and so I have zero respect for Roman Reigns. So he's like one of the few people on this planet. Like I don't wish bad luck on anybody or fucking want to see people get hurt. But like if something did happen, I necessarily wouldn't feel too bad about it.
Terrible fucking person. Just to let you know, I just wanted you to know that, because you're the scum of the earth. But no, next thing is my ringtone. As noted earlier this week, AEW announced their first ever mixed tag team match with AEW Women's Champion Riho and new AEW World Tag Team Champion Kenny Omega versus Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford to take place on AEW World Champion Chris Jericho's cruise. It was noted that the match was somewhat of a tryout for the company, as Omega wants to have more mixed tag team action in AEW, perhaps an entire division's worth. The match was held on Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea last night as a main event. Well, not last night, but you know what I'm saying. The other night as the main event, which saw Omega and Riho get the win. WWE only does male versus male and female versus female action in their mixed tag team matches, but this match was different, as there was a good amount of intergender wrestling. Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Live that there was a lot of spots with Omega versus Ford and Riho versus Sabian. Omega hit his dragon suplex on Ford at one point, and word is that he didn't hold back at all. Omega then cut a post-match promo in the ring and said the company wasn't sure if this would be the first and last mixed tag team match in AEW, as they weren't sure how fans react, but apparently the match was received well by the fans on the ship. There's no word yet on if AEW will be moving forward with the intergender division, but we will keep you updated. So we touched on this a little bit at the beginning of the podcast, but to retouch on it again, to just regrope this subject, it's interesting, with AEW, if intergender wrestling comes to there, and like we talked about earlier, AEW probably going to get it sooner than WWE does. It's going to be the first time we've seen intergender wrestling on a national network, because Impact's been doing it for years, but they've been doing it on the TV Guide channel, so it doesn't really fucking count. Sean, you there, buddy? Happy to clown.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I thought we lost you. But no. Impact's been doing it on the Pop channel or the TV Guide channel or, whatever, like, history, Nazi, fucking alien channel they can get their hands on. So it doesn't really count. But now we're going to see it on a national network, TNT. And I'm wondering how the crowd is going to do with it. Now, they said the live crowd didn't have a problem, but we're going to have to wait and see how it affects the rest of the crowd that tunes in, for TV on Wednesday night. So,
if it's something they throw out every once in a while, I'm cool with it. Freaking, I just don't feel it's something that should be super oversaturated. I watched the Young Bucks kick Candice LeRae in the face with a fucking a boot with thumbtacks all along the bottom of it. So, like, I've seen some intergender matches that are fucking absolutely phenomenal. I just don't feel like it's something that, like I said, should be super oversaturated.
Well, I mean, but how do you feel? Because, I mean, I think if I read it correctly, it was either in another article or in that article I just read, Omega wants to almost see an entire division of intergender wrestling tag teams. A mixed tag team division.
That would be that oversaturating that I was talking about. If it's, I don't think there should be a whole division of it because, you know, at the end of the day, a guy's build is going to be a lot bigger than a female's. So the chances of your female talent accidentally getting hurt or something go wrong is a lot higher in those situations. So you gotta think of the well-being of your superstars in that situation as well. Like I said, I'm for seeing it. I have no problem with it if it's something that they pull out of the books every once in a while. I'd be cool with it.
Well, you know, we'll have to wait and see, you know, how it all goes down. I personally think it could be a good thing. Like you said, I don't know if it'd be good for a whole division's worth of wrestling to see every week in a mixed tag team division. But I definitely wouldn't have a problem seeing an intergender title on the ring here somewhere on the wall. Like a U.S. championship that's not just for the man, or Intercontinental Championship, or even the TV title being set up as an intergender championship where anybody has the opportunity to get it. I think it would be a good idea. I just think that everybody,
or even have a guy-girl tag team titles.
Well, that's what they were talking about with the mixed tag team title. You know what I'm saying? An intergender tag team title.
Gotcha.
Or an intergender tag team division, you know what I'm saying? Like a mixed tag team division, which, I mean, it could be good, could be bad, but like you said, you don't want to oversaturate it either, so we kind of have to wait and see how it all plays out for the network, for everybody watching. So, have to wait, just
yep.
Wait and see. The last article I've got, before we go on to any articles you have, is a humdinger. It's a humdinger. Lance Archer possibly joining All Elite Wrestling. I am 130% for this. Ridiculously good. You ever watch any Lance Archer stuff?
I think I've seen a couple of his matches.
He had a match with John Moxley at Wrestle Kingdom for the IWGP US Championship.
Okay, yeah, I saw that match.
It's fucking awesome. I love Lance Archer. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope he goes there. I do. I really do. So hopefully he'll show up in AEW soon. That'd be great. So
I just pulled something up, and apparently the talks with AEW are said to be, in quotes, serious.
What are you talking? Oh, Lance Archer's talks?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a good place for him to go. He's got a lot of recognition from Japan. He's done a lot of work here in the U.S. AEW is a big company. If they want him, I would come a calling. You know, I have to wait and see, but I do think it'd be a good idea.
Hey, they need some more big guys like that in the AEW. You really don't have that monster presence. I mean, you got Luchasaurus, but you don't ever see him one-on-one action very often. So for them to get a big guy like Lance Archer, I think it would be good for him.
So what kind of articles did you have after the Sergeant Slaughter one?
I only got one more. And actually, I got two more.
Hold on. Big J said if I want to see a bunch of fans in tights, I'll watch a Richard Simmons video. I think he's talking shit about All Elite Wrestling. Go fuck yourself, old man. Don't make me Hulk Hogan your ass.
So according to Devin Nicholson and superstar Billy Graham, there were some issues at the funeral for Rocky Johnson. Graham said he was told about what happened from his mother-in-law because she was there due to her friendship with Rocky's